At the recent Eurotour event in Germany, Gerwyn Price was very vocal about wanting a ranked PDC event in Wales. Paul Nicholson agreed with him and said that the UK as a whole deserved more events. Whilst that may seem crazy to fans outside of the UK, as the UK hosts the biggest events in the World Championship, World Match Play and Premier League, when you actually look at it, almost all of those events are held in England. Today we're going to take a look at why the UK and Ireland are actually underserved by the PDC. Scotland did previously hold a PDC major event for 5 straight years, beginning in 2013 when a new broadcast deal with ITV saw the foundation of a new event, the Masters, which would be held in November at the Royal Highland Centre in Edinburgh. The venue had previously hosted PDC darts, with it being the second stop on the 2009 Premier League. That was the only time the venue had featured in the Premier League, and the 3,500 capacity setup was sold out. For the Masters 4 years later, it looked like a similar size, if not a bit smaller, with both table and tier seating. The arena was clearly small, as you could see the doors from the walk-on shots. During the 2013 event, there was talk of there being many empty seats in the early stages, but by the latter rounds, it looked to be full. The event was won by Phil Taylor, who smashed Adrian Lewis 10-1 in the final. During the event, the crowd was criticised for booing certain players heavily, most notably James Wade. The tournament remained at the Edinburgh venue for 2014, and the PDC used a very unique promotional method to sell tickets. They sponsored horse races at the Scottish Musselburgh course, with one being called the Unibet Masters Darts Tickets, available now, Apprentice Handicap. The 2014 final was a famous one between James Wade and Mervyn King, and it was Mervyn who got the much better start, going 9-2 up in the first to 11 game. King went on to miss 8 championship darts, allowing Wade to come all the way back and force the deciding leg at 10-0. James took out 1 through 5 to win that leg and deny Mervyn his first PDC major title after Wade's odds drifted to 75 in play. The crowd were heavily criticised online for excessively booing King, which many felt contributed to the devastating loss. The PDC haven't returned to the Royal Highland Centre since, but Scotland still hosted a major event for the next year as the brand new World Series final was held at the Braehead Arena in Glasgow. Like the Edinburgh venue, the arena had hosted PDC darts once before. In the case of the Braehead, this was the one-off Jockey Wilson Cup, a team game between England and Scotland. That one-day event saw legs of 1001 used for the first and only time in the history of the PDC. The Braehead looked to be a larger venue, and the crowd got a treat in the first year when Scotsman Peter Wright made it to the final. However, the fans' boos were unable to prevent him being beaten in a deciding leg by MVG. The event remained in Glasgow the following year when Van Gogh beat Wright again, this time 11-9. 2017 was the final year the event was held in Glasgow, and MVG won for a third time, beating another Scottish player in the final, this time Gary Anderson, 11-6. After 2017, the event was moved to Vienna, Austria, leaving Scotland with no major event for 2018. Poor ticket sales were blamed by fans, as well as the location of the arena. It was also commented that the promotion for both of the events was not up to scratch. Since then, the Premier League has still visited Scotland every year, with nights in big arenas in both Glasgow and Aberdeen every year, except for 2020, when only Aberdeen was held, and 2021, when both were cancelled due to COVID. So, now the Scottish fans only get 2 nights of PDC action every year, when they definitely have the potential to host many more. Wales has the same issue, but only has 1 night of PDC action every year, a Premier League night in Cardiff. The night is held at the Cardiff International Arena, which has hosted a night of action every year since 2007, except for 2021. But there were 2 years when Wales had more action, as the now defunct Champions League major was held at the same venue in both 2016 and 17. But that event was moved to Brighton in 2018 after the city dropped off of the Premier League calendar. That means Wales has only had 1 night of action a year since, which just isn't enough. The same can be said for Northern Ireland, which has only ever had a maximum of 1 night of PDC action a year, a Premier League night at the SSE Arena in Belfast, which has been held every year since 2008, except for 2021. Northern Ireland has never hosted a major PDC event, whereas the Republic of Ireland has, first with the World Grand Prix being held at the Crosby Cheddars Hotel in County Wexford. That was a very small venue, and the PDC moved to a bigger one, the City West in Dublin, where the event was held for 19 straight years. The venue became a staple on the PDC calendar and attracted good crowd numbers with good atmospheres. However, in 2020 the event was moved to England after the PDC were unable to use the venue as it was being leased by the Irish Health Service as a COVID-19 isolation unit. The event didn't return to Dublin and was moved to Leicester in 2021 due to the COVID issues, but PDC Matt Porter said that the City West remained part of their plans for 2022 and beyond. But the event remained in Leicester for 2022 as the hotel was leased by the Irish government again, this time to accommodate Ukrainian refugees. The tournament was also held in Leicester in 2023 and it's now been confirmed they will remain there in 2024. It looks like it won't be returning for the foreseeable future too, as it was recently announced that the government has extended the lease. There is still a Premier League night held at the Free Arena in Dublin every year, which has been held every year since 2012 except for 2021. That night is always one of the best on the Premier League calendar, as the venue has a great layout for darts and the crowd are always brilliant. So, as it stands, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and Ireland only host Premier League nights, and between them, only Ireland has hosted a ranking event with the Grand Prix. Now that can't be right, especially with Germany hosting 6 Euro Tours and 2 majors. I have nothing against having events in Germany, and the crowd numbers are always great, but surely the rest of the UK and Ireland could have at least 1 Euro Tour event each. I even think that England could have less events, as I don't think that the venues for the Grand Prix in Leicester or Grand Slam in Wolverhampton are good enough. The issue is that the countries just don't have the suitable venues to host week-long majors, which Matt Porter has consistently stated when asked about the issue. Sure, they each have one big arena to host a Premier League night, but these are too big and expensive for the PDC to use for majors that take place over around a week. Also, whilst it's easy to sell out these venues for one night, it would be a lot harder over several sessions. But surely there are some slightly strange or unique venues that the PDC could try out to host the Euro Tour. A UK Euro Tour could be a great addition, and there was one in the past, with one being held at Butlins Minehead in 2013. I by no means want a Euro Tour or more events in England, but one elsewhere would be great. Let me know where you think that could be in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video.